In my previous videos, I talked about how I accidentally embarked on a year-long film school by fire. You can watch that video linked below or by clicking here, somewhere. But it went a little something like this. Buy a camera, save up as much money as possible, quit your job, travel the world, living incredibly cheaply, shoot and edit one film every single week, and do that over and over and over again. Make mistakes, learn from them, do it again. Over the course of a couple of years of doing this, I shot and published dozens of films, was featured in outside magazines, spoke at conferences and film festivals around the world, and started getting paid to do work for tourism and lifestyle brands like Marriott, Facebook, Budweiser, and many others. It was the launching pad for a career that has now crossed a decade of directing, producing, shooting, and editing. One of the biggest factors when learning how to shoot video or become a filmmaker is cost. It's no secret that film school is incredibly expensive, and unless you have a hefty scholarship or come out of film school making $2,000 a day, it's going to take years and years to pay off any debt you accrue. So today, I want to talk about a route that forgoes film school and reflects the way I did it, learning by doing, but without even the cost of travel. And to put it real simply, my method goes a little something like this. Create a local documentary series. First, I point towards making short documentaries when you are first starting out, rather than narrative films or feature films or music videos. The benefits of shooting short documentaries is that you can make them with almost no help. To get started, all you need is yourself, a subject, and some very basic camera gear. There's almost no cost involved, no props to buy, no actors or actresses to recruit and possibly have to pay, no extra crew needed, and can be done with a very minimalist gear setup. But documentaries are also very helpful in other ways. The first is that it allows you to explore what you're interested in. If you love food and cooking, then find a chef and make a short film about them. If you love music, then you can go to local shows, find your favorite local musician, and spend a day or two following them around as they write and perform music. You learn much faster and can keep learning when you yourself are interested in the subject matter. The second is that documentaries expose you to a wide variety of shooting scenarios and locations. One day you may be filming an artist in their cramped studio, and the next a fly fisherman in sort of an expansive wet landscape. This trains you to adapt to many different types of shooting situations and hones your skill set to be able to capture interesting images no matter where you find yourself. As someone who has started shooting narrative films, including 2 narratives in the last 2 years, this skill set has been incredibly helpful, especially for the small independent films that I've been shooting. On small budget films, you're probably showing up to shoot without ever having seen the location, and you have to figure out how you want to shoot the scene in just a couple of hours. While this isn't ideal, I feel comfortable being able to do this because I've been in that situation hundreds of times. I have sharpened that skill set. Third, if you make short documentaries solo, you will learn all aspects of filmmaking, producing, directing, shooting, editing, sound capture, and maybe even some color and sound design. You don't have to be proficient or the best at any of these skill sets, but when you're first starting out, having working knowledge of all these filmmaking techniques will benefit you greatly in the long run. Finally, docs are the place to become comfortable with people and their stories. When you have to contact a stranger, meet that stranger, ask them about their life's work or hobbies or toughest or most vulnerable moments, you begin to get a feel for story and emotion, the two pivotal parts of a great film. Even if you want to shoot narratives, shooting a wide variety of short documentaries gives you access to many people's stories, their ways of talking, their character arcs. They all become inspiration or things you can pull for your own narrative films.
Stay awake, stay focused. All right.
Most recently, I co-wrote and directed a film about boxers in my home region of Appalachia. While it's not directly pulled from a feature doc I'm releasing later this year about boxers in Appalachia, a lot of the settings, character arcs, ways of talking are all loosely based on a wide collection of people I met while making that documentary. To put it more directly, life experience, which includes the people you meet and the conversations you have, is the most important thing to making great art and great film. Period. Our strategy for our travel doc series, Humanity, can be done in your hometown. It goes like this. Find someone to film. We scoured the internet to find people or organizations that we thought would be both visually enticing, but also have a great story. The easiest way to do that is to try and find people who are passionate about what they do. Even here in Knoxville, I've done that a couple times to make updated spec work. That includes featuring my friend, who is an amazing artist, sculptor, and furniture maker, as well as filming with a professional cyclist after I saw a story about her in the local newspaper. You can do that too. Sign up for local newsletters, newspapers, Facebook groups, until something catches your eye. Then make a giant spreadsheet of all the different folks you could film. Keep them organized, find their contact info, most of which will just be on Facebook, which is the most useful thing about that site. And then list whether you've reached out to them or not, or if they've shown interest. Keep that organized. Ask those folks if they'd be interested in having a short documentary being made about them, or their mission, or their company. I think you'll find that most people are pretty excited about the prospect, especially if you can deliver high quality work. Everyone needs to market what they do these days, so any extra video or photo content is generally welcomed. Then go make the film. The main goal here is to not overthink it. Start with a short 20 to 30 minute interview with the person, and then spend a few hours capturing them in a few different locations or scenes, or doing a variety of things. And then edit this in a day. My motto for the first couple of years of learning how to shoot films was, don't be precious. Don't be precious with the material. Be ambitious, work hard, try to improve as much as possible, but don't drag out the edit of each short film to the point where you can't stand to look at it. Go through the interview first, lay it down 3 to 5 minutes of your favorite material, and then cut scenes that correspond best with the interviewee was talking about. Finally, publish it. This is important. Hypothetically, you could never publish anything and still improve and create more films. But the knowledge that people will watch your films, even if it's just a few people, is a great motivator. Also, when you're first starting out, your friends and family will probably be very impressed that you made anything and will be very encouraging. These reactions will make you want to keep working and keep improving. Then rinse and repeat. Now that you've made a film, do it again. Because making a piece of work is difficult, a lot of people feel a bit worn down after making one. But you gotta keep going. It is one reason why I say not to be too precious with your work when you first get started. Shoot it in a few hours, edit it in a day, publish it, and keep going. Studies on learning have shown that the fastest way to proficiency is to make as many mistakes as possible. The more mistakes you make, as long as you can recognize them, the faster you learn. So you have to keep making mistakes, and you can't make mistakes if you're just sitting around thinking about making films. You have to go do it. If you follow this outline or this formula, whether it's doing it all as a full-time year of learning like I did, or on the weekends and evenings while you have a full-time job or are in school, I can guarantee that your filmmaking skills will improve dramatically. On top of that, there's a really good chance that people will start reaching out to you to make short films for their companies, missions, employees, whatever it is, because you've proven yourself as a person who can make compelling films in an efficient manner all over your town. And doing so truly builds a network of people who will know you and have goodwill towards you because you made them something they otherwise wouldn't have had. You never know when this network will reach out again for potential paid work. And then working with clients and their goals is another giant step to becoming a full-time filmmaker. That's it for today. Lots more videos coming that focus on learning by doing and making short films, as well as building a commercial company and working as a feature film director and DP. Everything that has stemmed from my first year of making a travel documentary series. So good luck in your own doc series, and we'll see you next time.